Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you a build where you can constantly throw your cluster seeker mines. Okay, this build is one of the first builds I made to get through Capitol Hill Legendary, and I thought this would be a good build for the newer players. I'm sure the veterans or the older players already have this build or have made this build already. This is an old build. Anyways, let me take you through the pieces. So the pieces I'm running are 4-piece hardwired. Okay, you want to run 4 pieces with the backpack. So running 4 pieces gives you a talent called Feedback Loop. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill's cooldown is automatically reduced by 30 seconds while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. Feedback loop can occur once every 20 seconds. Okay, so that is how I'm constantly getting my cluster seeker mine because of that talent. And you want to run the backpack because you get the talent called Short Circuit, decreases feedback loop cooldown from 20 seconds to 10 seconds. Okay, and everything on the pieces are run skill damage with the skill haste gear mod. Okay, everything is rolled skill damage with skill haste gear mod. So let me show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm gonna disable the skill haste in the shooting range. Okay, can you see that H at the bottom? So that is the hardwired at the moment. Okay, so I'm gonna throw my seeker mines. Okay, it does a decent amount of damage. Okay, so if I place my hive down, I get my seeker mines back. So this is actually on very hard. So they're all yellows. Okay, so can you see that? Once you get to H, there, boom, got my clusters. Can you see that H at the bottom right? Yeah. Okay, it's nearly at maxed. Okay, then you can place your hive down, throw your seeker mines. Yeah, that's pretty much a build. You can literally keep spamming clusters. With this build, you've got to count around 4 to 5 seconds, or just wait till that logo comes up at the bottom right. That's when you know you can place your hive down or whatever skill you're using there. Okay, so for the rest of the build, I'm running a China Light, which gives you 15% explosive damage. Alright, so on the attributes, ignore the status effect. That should be a skill damage. Okay, so you want to run skill haste and skill damage, and or skill damage, skill haste. Okay, the talent on here is Glass Cannon. All damage you deal is amplified by 25%. All damage you take is amplified by 50%. I understand with people saying Glass Cannon, but Glass Cannon is probably best in slot for the Cluster Seeker Mine. So you're gonna be behind cover most of the time, just spamming these the clusters. So you won't really be out of cover. All right, which is a good thing, and your clusters will do a lot of damage. Okay, and for the gloves, I'm running the BTSU gloves, which is the exotic gloves. Alright, so the talent on here, Transfer Overclock, grants 15% hive skill haste per skill tier. Detonating a hive refreshes your skill cooldowns and grants overcharge for 15 seconds. If at skill tier 6, this effect also applies to all enemies. Allies receive this effect are unable to benefit from it again for 120 seconds. So when you deconstruct your hive, okay, you go onto overcharge. You only go onto overcharge if you're at 6 skill tier. So that basically takes you over 6 skill tier. And your cluster seeker mines will do a lot more damage, and your teammate skills will do a lot more damage. If they are at 6 skill tier, they will also go onto overcharge. But the cooldown is pretty long, which is 120 seconds. But that goes by very fast when you are in legendary. Okay, and you want to run the restorer hive because hardwired gives you 30% repair skills, and that bit there 30 reduced by 30 seconds while increasing total skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. So a restorer hive is very good. You can heal yourself and your teammates, but this build is not a very strong healer build. I wouldn't call this a healer build really, but it does a decent amount of healing. Okay, it's not like a future initiative healer build, but it's decent enough. Okay, so then obviously the second skill you want to run cluster seeker mines. Okay, let me just take you through the pieces. So I have skill damage on the knee pads, I have skill damage on the holster. On the chest piece, I have skill haste, and remember that's supposed to be skill damage, not status effect, with a skill haste gear mod. On the mask, skill damage with a skill haste gear mod, and on the backpack with a skill damage and skill haste gear mod. Everything with a skill tier. Okay, for the guns, I'm running a Scorpio because in case someone pushes me or an enemy pushes me, I can stun them, but also it debuffs enemies. Alright, and for my second gun, I have the Surge, which is the named rifle. So if I hit a headshot, it grants 25% skill damage for 15 seconds, which is pretty good. But for the weapons, you can run whatever weapon you want to run. You can run a capacitor, test subject, whatever you feel comfortable with is completely up to you. Okay, and I am running the Demolitioner because the Demolitioner gives you 10% explosive damage, which is really good to use. So that increases your cluster's damage. Okay, so let me just show you here. 10% increased explosive damage, affects explosive grenades, skills, and effects. Alright. So yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys. It's a very good build to use for. I mainly use this in Capitol Hill if I'm playing with randomers. You can use this in missions, on other legendaries if you want to. It's a pretty useful build because you can still heal your team and still deal a good amount of damage with the clusters. Okay, this is not the strongest. These are not the strongest numbers for the clusters because you can go fully spec'd into explosive damage and skill damage, but this is good for spamming clusters and healing your team. Okay, and this is, remember, this is also not the strongest healing build. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and have a wonderful week. Peace.